She writes that by opening up, she hopes to help others who have shared the experience. CTV's Danielle Hamanjan joins me now from London with more. Danielle, tell us more about this emotional column in the New York Times and the reaction to it.
Well, I have to say, I read it this morning, and the first thing I did was ask women who I know have had miscarriages what they thought about it. And you don't have to be a fan of Meghan Markle to appreciate the pain she and Prince Harry must have felt. But more than anything, what they told me is that there is comfort in reading about another woman's experience, especially on a subject that is still so taboo. And she was able to articulate really well an experience that could be so painful and so difficult. And one line, the one you just read, I knew as I clutched my first child that I was losing my second. I think that resonated with a lot of women. I don't know if you remember this, but when Meghan Markle was first introduced to the public here right after her engagement to Prince Harry back in 2018, she was at an event and she was asked about women's voices, about helping women find their voice. And she was very quick to reply, women already have a voice, they just have to feel empowered to use it. And here she is a few years later after everything that they've been through, and she's picked the New York Times, one of the world's biggest newspapers, and many, I'm sure, will criticize her for that. Obviously, whenever it comes to the royal family, especially this couple, there are critics. But she wanted her experience shared, rather. But she didn't just talk about herself. She talked about the turbulent year that was, the struggles faced by many who have had COVID, who have lost family members to COVID. But overall, this is sort of urging people to be more compassionate towards each other and to ask each other, are you okay? Something she was asked last year during her trip to South Africa, and she was taken aback when she was asked that question by a British reporter because she didn't expect it, and she said, thank you for asking that.
Yeah, and it's such a simple thing to say. Just before we have to go, have you heard anything, Danielle, in response from Buckingham Palace to this personal piece?
Well, I called the palace this morning, and the only response we got was that this was a personal matter and that they were not going to be commenting. It's not really a surprise, but it would be interesting to know, did the royal family, did the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge know that this piece was going to come out? I don't know, but we did hear from Diana's brother, who was interviewed this morning.